Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes and the something or other. Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Okay, so when we left off last time, I said I was going to try to figure out how to navigate this place and then, start recording once I had a plan. And as I was just kind of running around at random trying to prove a theory I had, what I thought, and let me backtrack a little bit, is that symbols that were on the ground and over the arches, I guess I'd have to go too far to do it. I thought they might line up with this thing because this temple, or whatever you want to call it, has a lot of levels. And this thing has levels, and it's similar symbols. And I thought, well, maybe we're supposed to use this as some kind of key. But before I even really had a chance to figure out if that was true or not, I just randomly stumbled into this chamber. So, like, seriously, I would not be able to find my way out right now. At least not by anything except luck. However, this is new territory, and it does appear the only thing that happened, other than me running down some hallways, is that when I started to walk up here, there was a brief cutscene that zoomed in on that statue, and Watson said, "Look, the golden knife, but how do we get to it?" Because I can't open this gate. Now, there is a broken lamp here.
This lamp is not old. The oil is still fresh. Perhaps Sir Rodney passed by here.
No, I do not think so. Remember, he went no further than the catacombs underneath the Frigidarium. The murderer left this lamp.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is just examine this area within an inch of its life. And hopefully... Oh, I see.
Watson, I need your help.
So that... Oh, now I get it. Okay, so is Holmes over here? No. Okay, before I run away, let's go in here. Okay, so this is another lever. Now, I don't see any point in activating that one yet. It looks like there's two levers in there. I don't know how we'll do that without... Okay, can I open this? No. Oh my god, and more levers. Oh, I feel like this is going to be a bad one. Okay, so since that opened up the door over here, I think it's a fair presumption that I'm supposed to have him activate this lever. And then now, we'll switch to Holmes. I'm going to deactivate, go through the door that this opened. Now here's a really critical question. There's 3 frigging levers here. Do they all activate the same thing? Because if they're all different, this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, well, I'm going to assume... this opened up the next stage for Watson, and I'm going to just do this. I don't think that's the right one. Because that opened up one behind Holmes, and I would think we want to keep moving forward. Oh. Oh, maybe not. Crap. Okay. Here's what I think we need to do. We're going to do this. Now, I'll go back to Holmes, deactivate. I'll go through this door, come back out here. Okay, so now I'm in position to go in there, go back to Watson. I'm pretty sure this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm a little troubled by the fact that there were 3 in there for Holmes to play with, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Okay. Holmes, now you can go get the golden knife.
The golden knife of Mithras. A long-lost relic has resurfaced. Watson, it is time to conclude this case.
Cool. Holy smokes.
Excellent. Now, we should find another way of getting out of here.
Well, in a way, I'm kind of grateful that I don't have to go back through that stupid maze. Okay. Oh, I can do another deduction. Let's do that. Okay, this seems like it's going to be pretty easy. Sir Rodney's secret was an important discovery, a metaphorical bomb. He could use it as a powerful means of annihilating anyone who stood in his way. Did he learn? Yeah, I don't really see that. Now let's see what this is about. Motive vengeance. Blinkhorn is a deserving specialist who is aware he's about to be cast aside over a major discovery. He will lose his chance of a lifetime. Whoa. So is this like an actual... Yeah, okay. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I believe Blinkhorn is the murderer. Let me just say that. I have felt that for a long time, specifically because it just seems like this whole process of how you make the knife, it's so convoluted and it's so archaeology based that I certainly can't fathom the owner of the place being the one to do it. And I don't really see the other guy who's so messed up. Aguero is his name. So let's look at the ones that have choices. There aren't as many as there were in the last case. So the source of moisture, we have a choice between the presence of water is due to humid atmosphere or the ice knife. Honestly, this one could go either way. Let's just see if this changes anything. It actually doesn't. That's pretty funny. I mean, it changes the weapon, but it doesn't change who did it, you know? Okay, but I'm going to say this. If a silver knife were used, then it would be Garrow. And the reason I say that is Garrow admitted to putting silver in the brazier. And that related to, this ancient practice where Romans would sacrifice something in the brazier. They would destroy a valuable, like something made of silver. So if it's Blinkhorn, then I believe it's an ice knife. So I'm good with this. And I do, as I said, I do believe it's Blinkhorn. Okay, as far as this thing goes, I'm okay. Again, I'm fine saying Garrow isn't like violently insane. He's really messed up. And I do believe he's hallucinating. In fact, I believe he said something to us that pretty much confirmed that. That's because he's been taking too much of the St. John's wort. So I'm good with this. So this one in particular is probably a key. Blinkhorn's humiliation. So you can either look at it that he was humiliated by Sir Rodney's arrival, or he was thankful. You know what? I'm good with all this. So we're going to say, I almost feel like I'm about to do a clue solution. Professor Blinkhorn in the steam room with an ice knife. That is what I'm going to say. Now we have to either condemn or absolve him. Let's see. Blinkhorn knew of Bentcliffe's intention to take all of the credit for the discovery of the golden knife. He devised a cunning plan to eliminate Bentcliffe, and for this he deserves the rope. Or he devoted his life to discovering the golden knife, and the credit was about to be stolen by Bentcliffe. If he had been given the opportunity to claim ownership of his discovery, he would not have killed Bentcliffe. So, okay, I'm just going to say this because it seems like the game wants you to engage in this moral choice. Pretty much everyone who's ever committed murder had a reason that they thought justified it. As a society, you cannot justify everybody who commits murder. I'm sorry, like, you killed a man. You could have gone to the newspapers and told the truth. You could have done any number of things. But instead, he chose to stick a knife in the guy's eye and kill him. And that's not okay. So, we are condemning him.
I'm feeling rather uncomfortable. Why have I been put into these cuffs?
I fear that you had better get used to them, Mr. Blinkhorn. They are your reward for the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe.
What? No, that's a lie.
It is regrettable, for you are a talented archaeologist. I will request that you are placed in a prison where you are unable to dig an escape tunnel. That is, of course, if they decide that you shall live. The consulting detective who salutes your intelligence in performing the perfect crime. Yes, but also the gentleman who detests your motivation.
You know nothing.
You wish to be the one who would reveal this to the world.
Is that the golden knife? How?
I also like to dig, you see. I only followed your trail. Such a pity that there is always someone willing to steal your credit, wouldn't you say? And there was the chance of a lifetime. You had to take it. It was not to be shared. But now I am here, and there is no one who will stop the tread of justice, Mr. Blinkhorn. Goodbye.
Okay, we found 18 clues. Our conclusion was Blinkhorn with an ice knife. Let's hold the space bar. So we found all the clues. That's nice. You know, in the first case, I actually got a notice at one point that I had found all the clues. But in the second and third, we haven't gotten anything like that. So, you know, I don't know until I do this whether I found everything. The game is confirming that it was Blinkhorn. That's nice. I always prefer to send the correct man to prison. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go ahead. I keep forgetting to do this. We'll accept the decision and see the statistics. 74% of the people solved the case the same way, so clearly most people got it right. And then this is the first time that I've been in the majority on the moral choice. I've condemned all 3 times, but this is the first time where a majority of gamers did the same thing rather. So I've learned from the past that if I click continue, it'll just take me to, you know, the cutscene for the next case. And I don't want to do that. I'm going to leave it here. I apologize again for the fact that I ended up unintentionally making progress before I started recording. It's ironic that, like, I had basically given up trying to find my way after wandering around for a good little while, you know, when I was recording last installment. And so when I gave up trying to get where we were going and was just trying to figure out how I might do that, well, then, of course, I just walked right into this stupid room. So I guess it just goes to show that it is sometimes better to be lucky than good. And with that, I will leave you until we pick up the next case. So thank you for watching. I hope we see you next time.